Peace, everybody. Back with another video. This is Senator Rand Paul introduces bill to ban public transportation mask mandates. Okay, so Senator Paul wants to introduce a bill to ban public transportation mask mandates because, it's out of control with everything that is going on right now. And of course, as you see here, is Senator Rand Paul himself. Today, U.S. Senator Rand Paul introduced the Travel Mask Mandate Repeal Act of 2021, legislation to prohibit the imposition of mask mandates on public transportation. U.S. Representative Andy Biggs will be introducing companion legislation in the U.S. House of Representatives later this week. The Senate version of the bill is currently co-sponsored by Senators Mike Braun, Tom Cotton, Roger Marshall, and Roger Wicker. So today the U.S. Senator Rand Paul did introduce the Travel Mask Mandate Repeal Act of 2021. Of course, the legislation to prohibit the imposition of mask mandates on public transportation, like the metro buses or trains or maybe the cabs or whatever. But that's what he's introducing. Representative Ann Biggs will be introducing companion legislation in the U.S. House of Representatives later this week. So later this week, they will be introducing the companion legislation in the U.S. House of Representatives. The Senate version of the bill is currently co-sponsored by Senators Mike Braun, Tom Cotton, Roger Marshall, and Roger Wicker. So the other senators, they will be joining in as well. The federal government forcing the American people to continue to wear masks despite the fact that we've already reached herd immunity is ridiculous and needs to end immediately, said Dr. Paul. I am introducing the Travel Mask Mandate Repeal Act of 2021 to put a stop to this nanny state mandate of requiring masks on public transportation. In a free country, people will evaluate their personal risk factors and are smart enough to ultimately make medical decisions, like wearing a mask themselves. So Rand Paul is not happy with these nanny states that are forcing people to wear masks. Alright, so this is what he said about the federal government. He said the federal government forcing the American people to continue to wear masks despite the fact that we've already reached herd immunity is ridiculous and need to end immediately. So that's what Dr. Rand Paul has said. He also says, I'm introducing the Travel Mask Mandate Repeal Act of 2021 to put a stop to this nanny state mandate of requiring masks on public transportation. So he's had enough of these Democrats that are forcing you to wear a mask when you don't want to. He's sick of it. And the other senators that are joining in with Rand Paul, yes, they've had enough too. This is a free country, okay? And you are listening to what the Democrats are telling you. Oh, put your mask on. Get a jab, put 2 masks on, this and that. Stop listening to them. They're baby tyrants. There is no scientific evidence for the continuation of mask mandates on public transportation. Bottom line, mask mandates are old news and are only being kept in place by those who relish controlling our day-to-day lives. The viral spread is collapsing and our normal lives are returning. It's time for the CDC to follow the science and the tyrannical COVID-19 restrictions once and for all, said Representative Biggs. Yeah, so Representative Biggs has said all this, and he said there is no scientific evidence the continuation of mask mandates on public transportation. Bottom line, mask mandates are old news. So for a whole year, everybody had to wear a mask. For what? For a virus that do not exist? And the people who took the jabs, guess what? You're officially lab rats. Yeah, you heard me right. You are officially lab rats for the shots. Sorry to tell you, but it is the truth. He said also, Biggs said the viral spread is collapsing and our normal lives are returning. It's time for the CDC to follow the science and end those tyrannical COVID-19 restrictions once and for all. So that's what Representative Biggs said. It is far, far past time to end the federal government's contradictory one-size-fits-all COVID mandates, including the rule requiring masks on planes and public transportation, said Senator Braun. Yes, so it is far, far past time to end the federal government's contradictory one-size-fits-all COVID mandates. So once this bill goes through, then it'll be official that it is banned. But knowing the Democrats, they're going to block it either way, because you know they're tyrannical and they want you to do as they tell you to do. If you don't, then you get punished for it. They already took your jobs, they took your economy down, and they said you will own nothing and be happy. This is what the tyrannical government does to people. Mask mandates have outlived their usefulness, yet they remain ineffective on flights and other modes of public transportation. This policy discourages family travel and forces Americans with children, especially those with disabilities, to cancel travel or else live in fear that an untimely tantrum or bad day could ruin their trip and cost them more than $1,000 in fines. Our bill will put an end to this unscientific and punitive practice, says Senator Cotton. Yes, so mask mandates have outlived their usefulness. Mask does not help. Lockdowns don't help. Getting the jabs don't help. But yet you sheep that took the jabs, you're going to be eliminated in 2 to 3 years. So you better say your prayers now. Get your affairs in order, because once you become used to these jab mandates, you're going to be gone in 2 to 3 years, literally, because that's what it was designed for, to eliminate Christians off of this planet. And it was mostly designed for the black community to eliminate you. If you don't stop it now, you're going to become a lab rat for the rest of your life. And then what are you going to do? What are you going to do after that? Also, Senator Cotton also says Americans with children, especially those with disabilities, to cancel travel or else live in fear that an untimely tantrum or bad day could ruin their trip and cost them more than thousands of dollars in fines. So if you don't have a mask on when you go on an airplane, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars in fines. Literally. It's not a joke. It's what they do to you. Unelected bureaucrats don't make laws. Congress does. After over a year of battling COVID-19, our communities and states have reopened, and our nation has finally regained a sense of normalcy, said Senator Marshall, It's past time for the federal government to restore Americans' freedoms and remove these unnecessary rules. Yeah, so all these rules that the government has put you in, why are you listening to them? Why? Why do you listen to them? They tell you that you are not allowed to go to certain places unless you get the jabs. Then they bribe you with things to get the jabs. Seriously? And now Creepy Joe wants to send people door to door to see if you got the jabs or not. And you know what? You need to tell them it's none of their business. The government does not have your medical records. They are not doctors. No, 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 no. Call your doctor and ask them. Okay? Call your primary doctor and ask them. The government has no business asking you, oh, did you get this or did you get that? No, they do not have the authority to do that. Americans have been told for more than a year to trust the science, and the science now says it is safe to resume normal life. Once we have been vaccinated, said Senator Wicker, getting the vaccine significantly lowers the risk of contracting and becoming sick from the coronavirus across all activities, including travel. I am pleased to join my colleagues in pushing to end the unnecessary federal mask mandate and bring travel in line with other major sectors of the economy. So, Senator Wicker said Americans have been told for more than a year to trust the science. Which science will that be? The fake one? I think that's where Fauci the Weasel had came in. Except one thing, Fauci the Weasel, the real one, is at Gitmo while you're watching the fake one on TV. Hello, wake up! Getting the vaccine significantly lowers the risk of contracting and becoming sick from the coronavirus across all activities. Well, excuse me, but the jabs are dangerous. Hello, they're the bioweapons. Fauci the Weasel has designed this mess to kill off the black community because that's what he wanted. Fauci does. Fauci the Weasel does. And not on top of that, the government wants you gone too. They said, no, we want 5 billion people. We don't need 8 billion people. Really? Now that the swamp monsters are panicking because everybody is catching on to them. Also, Senator Wicker said getting the let's go. I am pleased to join my colleagues in pushing to end the unnecessary federal mask mandate and bring travel in line with other major sectors of the economy. So I'm not sure what other sectors of the economy there is. I don't know, maybe it has to do with money. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it has to do something with the economy. That's all I know, but I don't know what other parts of the other sectors of the economy he's talking about. So he also said, but this is also said you can read the Travel Mask Mandate Repeal Act of 2021 and it's entirely here. So if you type in Travel Mask Mandate Repeal Act of 2021, then you'll understand why this is going to happen. Because this has gone on too far with the government. They're telling you, oh, you need to wear a mask. You need to get the jabs. We're going to send door to door to see if you got it or not. So this is what the government does. They're radical, they're evil, they're vicious, and they do not care about you. They want to eliminate you permanently. So this is what they are about. Leave your comments below. I am out.